Hi, I am Verdaillia Turner, and this is Georgia Now. Hi, this is Verdaillia Turner, and let's talk about school boards, but specifically DeKalb County School Board. DeKalb is one of our largest school districts in the state. It has a huge budget, and it has a large population of economically disadvantaged children. So it gets a lot of FTE money. Notice that where you have large school districts, so we're really watching Gwinnett, you have people who really want to come in and turn the public against their school system because either they want to put in special schools where they get paid off the top to manage those schools with very little, if any, transparency. And sometimes legitimately, there are parts of the county that want to break off because they get tired of what they call foolishness and the rubbish, and therefore they want to dictate their own school system, their own tax dollars. Seems like the American way. We are not opposing or being a proponent right now in cities, but specifically the school board in DeKalb. We want to bring your attention to that. They have staggered elections in DeKalb County. So the whole school board, unlike Atlanta, is not up for election at one time. The school board used to be 9, but with the help of a popular Democrat, is now 7. That popular Democrat helped Governor Deal break it down. I was there when I saw some people taken down for frivolous reasons off of that board, but that's a whole nother thing. You can call me if you want to ask me about that. But there are laws, and an amendment is almost like a loaded and cocked gun on especially large school districts where people want to come in and get their share of that big pie. And what it does, it hinders boards from being able to operate in various matters. I did a talk on the superintendency a few weeks ago. We want to balance that because we're going to try to get as much truth out as possible. The superintendent is personnel. So the public will never know everything a superintendent has done egregious to the employer, which is the school board. And the school board answers to us, in theory. So we happen to know the lady that is taking the reins for the school district right now. We have some faith in her. We want to work with her in that district. But before everybody gang up on the school board that's there now, let's allow them a reprieve and let's give them some air to breathe. Because that gun that's cocked on them with that amendment, that with the help of a popular Democrat, why do I say that? Because we always blame the Republicans, because it was a Republican governor when that amendment was passed that took all of that school money and they can come up and give them money to academies and charter schools and choice folk who look like they are so sacred and nice and work NAACPs and work people agenda folk and work everybody and look so great and act like an educator but has never taught in a public school. They got the credentials, they look good. Some of those folk might be running they are running, in fact, for office now at the state level. Well, because that district has a gun cocked on it, number one, that amendment never should have passed. Never should have been on the ballot. That Republican governor didn't have enough votes. He didn't have 2/3 Republicans on the Senate side or the Democratic side to get it on the ballot. We saw a leading Democrat vote against that. Thank you. But threw a rock, hid their hand, and turned a person that's right now running for state school superintendent loose. And some of those people who are underemployed, state representatives, unemployed, we call them opportunists, exploited it, and lobbyists with a lot of money came in and did in this state because they could. Helped pushed their votes so it could get on the ballot, and all of that money, I remember the governor raising all of that money. Governor, I call him Governor Let's Make a Deal. Millions. And folk thought they were getting something good on the ballot because the language was written that way. Another topic, how that language is written too, and who writes it. Last time, I was one of the leaders to fight, and thank God, we defeated Opportunity School District that would have taken over governance so that the state can say, you failed, you're not doing a good job. Most of it's very subjective, very subjective. And then they turn the public against the schools, school districts, and governance, and they come in with private accrediting agencies, which are paid. And they turn you against your school district, and the state take the school district over. Now, if this governor came in and said, all right, I'm putting the hammer down, taking the school district, my county is blue. And of course, you know, I'm not trying to take up for Governor Kemp. I'm not trying to take up for Governor Kemp. Let me say this again. But if I was Governor Kemp, I'd stay away from that. I'd stay away from that. At least right now, anyway. That's an unpopular statement to Democrats. I'm wearing lavender. I was hoping to wear purple because there's some blame to go around on both sides with what's happening to DeKalb County. Because of those loaded guns on school districts, meaning the board, it does not mean that what the school district did with the superintendent is not real or warranted or should have anything to do with the other. So let's give our school district right now a reprieve in DeKalb until they can get through this. We have enough going on to confuse us with elections. And in DeKalb County, there are some seats that are up right now. There are 7 seats, all of them are up. There are staggered elections. Look at your candidates. Try to get to know them. Just don't believe the okie-doke if you know what questions to ask. Hopefully you do. And remember, during the elections, everybody smile. Everybody kiss babies and lick ice cream. Remember that now. They're going to look nice. They're going to, you know, go around and get their buddies and get folk to endorse them, and it's a system. So let's exhale in DeKalb. Let's let that board operate. It does not mean what they did was illegitimate, but they cannot tell the public about personnel matters as to why the superintendent was fired. It is our understanding that those talks were already going on after we did our video, and I thank God for some people letting us know that those talks were already going on. But it is unfair, and I've seen this in big school districts before, for the board not to be able to speak. But for superintendents who, like one did in Atlanta, go around, which is smart, win the sentiments of the public, talk nice, talk soft, take different folk to dinner, lunch, and I'm your friend. And call upon us when the hard times come. But when something controversial comes and they know that it might be adverse to the interests of citizens and or teachers, they run away from us. So all I'm asking right now, let's exhale and let's see what the end would be, and let's allow the board to do its job. We can do a better job, we must do a better job, and we must hold the board accountable if we know how. A lot of us don't know how. And look, I'm learning too how to read those budgets. That's the next thing that we must do. Where is that fat? Who's getting paid? What they're getting paid? What the consultant fees are? Who's getting the contracts? because those big school districts are very attractive, y'all. They are billion-dollar industries. Thank you.